85 years ago, and what a great time to honor that. And Russ, being 91 years old, may have a memory of those early days. So that's what we're here to capture. So if you got a thought or two about, you can remember about the early days of the stadium, I'd love to hear it.
Well, when they started playing baseball, they started playing at Ecklund Park.
Correct, 1940.
Yeah, and at that time I was 7 years old.
Golly.
And Durwood was too, but we played at Ecklund Park, up in that big baseball field up way up at Jefferson Junior High School.
Right.
And it was. I don't really remember a lot of it, but I was there, not at that game there, but the one in 41 or 42 when they played when they started in May of 41.
Right.
And I was there then, and during my time when I was younger like that, and 10, 11, 12 years old and stuff like that, we would go to the stadium and to a ball game, and there wasn't a lot of travel then because it was during the war, and if you had a dime you could take the bus.
Yeah.
Otherwise you walked.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and I was trying to think this through, that they made the stadium, they built the stadium, but I don't think they put the lights in right away, because I visualized the thing that they played most of their games during the late afternoons or early evenings.
Right.
Because they didn't have the.
Right.
And I can't remember when they put the lights in. But I did get a chance to see a lot of the guys that played there. Greg Malevy.
Right.
He and I he is my boyhood friend from Broad Caddy of the fraternity.
This is Greg's son, Greg.
Greg's son, yeah.
It's also Greg, yeah.
Yeah, and so I got to know Greg Malevy very, very well, his father.
Yeah.
And then I saw a lot of players, and at that time when they were playing here, there was no special place that they lived. They rented out from people, and there was two guys that Al Fedorov and Doc.
Right.
Alexopoulos,
Yep.
and the next he came back, it was Axelson.
Alexson, yeah.
Yeah, and he played first base, and Fedorov played second base and shortstop. And I lived on the corner of Prather and Barrett, right below the General Hospital.
Right.
And they had a whole big field up there at the General Hospital, and those two guys lived with Harold Johnson. You remember they lived with his family there on Baker Street.
Wow.
Right on the corner, and they used to come up to the field up there. There was a lot of
trees
up there too with the General Hospital, but we played baseball with them up there. When they were here, both the 2 years, and they were really nice guys. We had a lot of fun.
In 1941, when they started, gosh, you were 7 years old or so, and do you remember? Did they have to? Do much walking in? Did the people create money to help build the stadium? Was there stuff like that?
The businesses and the people, we went door to door, dimes, nickels, pennies, whatever, getting money in, and I think that that stadium cost $60,000 or in there $80,000, something like that. when they first built it down there, and it was a real task because they had a lot to do with the Fermi stuff there because it was a swampy area.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, right down there in Faulkner. I mean, the Faulkner area, but it was right in the.
Yeah.
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 And so that was Johnny Newman and Johnny Pollock. And
I knew John Pollock. He was there in '39, and Dick Schmidt. I've got Ted Wybernack.
Yep.
And then, because these guys were all in the service, and they came out of the service after the war ended. But yeah, it was very nice scene, and you didn't have to worry about anything. You could go down there as a little kid, and if you had a dime or a nickel or something like that, or you with your parents, you go in there and see the ball games.
Everybody talks about Johnny Newman and his home run prowess. Do you remember that?
Yep, I watched. I saw him hit a home run down there. He could really hit the ball. He set one of those early years. He hit 30 home runs.
Oh my gosh!
Down, and that was a big. That stadium is a big stadium.
It is.
And a friend of mine, Jack Fulford, playing baseball down there when we were kids in the leagues that they had. He put one over the center field fence where the scoreboard is.
Jack did? Well, he was a horse.
Yeah, he hit that ball and put it up right with the scoreboard because the scoreboard was right by the center field, looking at center field.
I mean, we had the black scoreboard where you dropped in the slots, moose.
Yep.
Moose thing, whatever. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. It was fun. And then the city, they put in a rec department for the kids. That especially for the boys with that stadium there, and they put in leagues and line. You had to be 10 years old before you could play, and that was called a D League. And then two years more older, then they had a B League, a C League, and A League. Mm-hmm. And then you were 18 years old. But you went through those stages, and they had school teachers and people who were athletes, Ted Olson and those guys. They managed the teams. They did the work in the summertime with the kids there, with the leagues that played, and they umpired and took care of the whole doggone thing.
Great golly.
And that was built when they did that with Jim Sharp. He was the guy that put this thing all together, and it was that way that it grew into Little League.
I'll be darned. And you were there.
Mm-hmm. All that time. I played in the stadium. It was the biggest stadium. It was the greatest thrill in my life, is going down there and playing in one of the leagues as I was growing up, and being on an all-star team.
Yeah, at the stadium.
At the stadium.
When you went in the early years, to the games, did you go with your dad, or was there family members?
Mostly kids. The kids went, because in those days you could be a little kid and walk your home at night, and nobody's going to bother you. Yeah, when I was growing up, I can remember going down to the stadium and watching the Detroit Tigers play.
Ah, wow, that'd have been 19.
That was during the war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
45.
I saw Hal Newhouser, Hank Greenberg, Dizzy Trout, all those guys, getting autographs from them and stuff.
Isn't that amazing that they were the American League champions that year when they came here, is that they came to a Class D team.
Yep.
Class D, and that was courtesy of John Yakum.
Yeah.
He was the mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Well, I see Durwood out there. I'm going to grab him too, and we're going to get Durwood's story, and then we're going to take pictures of both of you guys.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, that's good. Was that a good interview?
It was great, Russ. You're the best.
I was just thinking about it. I've been thinking about it since Randy said there was going to, because we were there. We were little kids, but what the hell? You got the interview and got an insight to what we grew up with.
Very few people that were there day one, and you and Durwood are the only ones I know of. So, thank you.